Hi, sir. Rizwan Khan joining the call.
Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just give me 2 minutes. We will start the session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No issue.
One second, guys. So let me share my screen before that. Okay, guys. I'm really sorry for the delay. Okay. So before starting the session, so let me introduce myself. This is Dinesh. So I have around 16 years of work experience, and currently I'm working as a architect, guys. So this is about myself. So quickly, so let's jump into the session. So I can see the most of the participants here. Some are from the experienced guys, some are from the freshers, and then some are non-related to IT. So all we have, right? What we will do is, in this session, so we are going to plan it as a we will try to understand what exactly Snowflake is in a layman perspective. So if we are not aware of any data warehousing background also, we will try to understand. So what is Snowflake? So why it is required? And then what are the advantages it is providing? So first we need to understand this. Then we can able to jump into the implementation, how it looks like. And then, so what are the features the Snowflake has given, how easily so we can able to work with a Snowflake. We will see all these things in today's session. Now, the first of all, if you observe here, the what exactly the Snowflake they are telling here, as per the Snowflake definition, they are telling that it's a cloud-based. If you observe this here, these three statements here, they are giving cloud-based data warehousing solution provided by software as a service. This gives the complete information. So we need to understand what is cloud-based here. Then what exactly data warehousing? Then what is SaaS? If you understand these three things, then we can understand exactly what exactly Snowflake is. First, it's a Snowflake is a cloud-based solution, right? Cloud-based data warehousing solution, right? So first, we need to understand what exactly data warehousing is. Data warehousing. It's nothing but it's a collection of historical data. Historical data. Why we required historical data here? For analysis. What you will do with the analysis? You will do with the analysis so we can able to take a decision. Any decision making is here. Any decision making, we need to analyze. Without analysis, we cannot able to take a decision. If you wanted to analyze something, we need a historical data, right? Where we are maintaining historical data, that we will call it as a data warehousing. Normally warehouses, what it will do, it will store something, right? The same way here, the data related to data, nothing but historical data. We are going to store the complete historical data in a warehouse. It can be anything. For example, the traditionally, maybe you heard about databases, Oracle or Teradata or DB2 or SQL Server, so MS SQL Server. server, right? So ignore the spelling mistakes, guys, when I am typing. Okay. So these are the things: MS SQL Server, DB2, Teradata. So we can consider that as a traditional data warehousing solutions, whatever we are having. For example, let's take any like a simple thing. I will give you example to understand exactly why we require data warehousing. When you are purchasing something from Amazon or Flipkart, any other website, whatever it may be. So let's assume that you need to purchase a mobile. So when you wanted to purchase a mobile, so what we required is, so we need to, we will search a mobile and we will see how many persons has been purchased, what is the like ratings for that, is it a 4-star rating, 5-star rating, and how many persons has given the rating, what is the reviews. We are going to check all these things, right? That is nothing but we are doing analysis before purchasing a product. What you are doing? Analyzing. Based on the analysis, based on the reviews, based on the ratings, we are going to take a decision whether to purchase or not, right? When they are displaying in their website about that particular product, somewhere they are maintaining the complete information from the they launched from that product, from that day to till day. They are maintaining the information, that is complete historical data. Where they are going to maintain, it can be in a any databases, right? Any database. It can be a traditional database or it can be a cloud. So to historical data maintenance, we will call it as a data warehousing solution, right? That is the one example. Another best example. So let's say, so cricket match. So when you are playing cricket, when like you are watching cricket match, or when you are like watching football match, what you will observe? So in between the breaks, they will display the graph about that particular player, how the player is performing from last 5 years, how this player graph is, right? Whether the graph is decreasing or increasing, or is it in a constant, how much he is scoring, and then how the performance, how many wickets he has taken, and everything they will display in a graph, right? Based on that, the we can easily we can like assume that in the next series or next matches, we are going to ask them to retire or they will ask them to continue, right? They can able to take a decision. If they wanted to take a decision based on that analysis, that player performance from his career starting to till day, they should have the information. That information will be available in a warehousing, data warehousing. Now it's clear, right? For everyone, what is data warehousing? Now it's clear. Now the second thing, so we need to understand what is cloud, what exactly cloud is. So here, these we will call it as a traditional databases, or we will call it as a on premises, traditional or on premises. So when it is coming to these traditional databases and on premises, which requires physical existence, that is nothing but a on premises. If it is not required physical existence, then we will call it as a cloud. In simple thing, I will give you example. For example, traditional means in your laptop, in your laptop, in your personal laptop, you are storing your files, your files or your pics, right? And if it is like how much you can store in your laptop or uh, hard disks, you can able to store up to 1 TB or 2 TB, right? That is a physically you are storing it in a hard disk, right? Physically existence, right? If it is a cloud, for example, you are going to store it in Google Drive, that is a cloud, right? And then Office 365 cloud, there is no limit, you can purchase, right? And then you can able to store, right, how much you want. There is no limit of your storage, right? But where it will be available, it will be available in a, so Google Drive, right? Or Office, Microsoft Office, right? 365 drive, right? 365 drive. These are the examples, right? So this one, it is not existing in your laptop. Physically, it is not existing. It is somewhere else. But whenever you want, you can able to access, right? This is cloud. Another example I will give you. What is the advantage of the cloud? For example, let's assume, simple example, everyone can understand this. Assume that we have a requirement of car. Okay, let's assume we are planning to purchase a car. When we are planning to purchase, what we require is we need to decide for capacity, seating capacity, and we have to decide for budget and then EMI, right? Brand and so on. After that, once you decided, so parking place you required, right? And then you need to take care of like maintenance you have to take care, and at the same time you have to take care of services, right? And then you have to take care of every year insurance, right? All these things you have to ready when you are purchasing your car. And if it is required, you required, for example, a driver. And in any future, any upgrades you required, any upgrade, you have to ready with that, right? When you are purchasing your con on your own, you have to decide the seating capacity and then brand, what are the brand you are going to decide, and then you need to decide for the down payment and then EMI, and then so parking place, maintenance, services, right? Insurance, driver related, right? So driver salary, and then if any like upgradation is required, so then we have to ready for that, right? When you are purchasing your own car, right? Let's assume that, so everyone, so for example, so if we take myself, so I am unable to purchase my own car, so I don't have that budget, right? Then what is the option I am having, right? So option I am having is I have Uber, or for example, I am giving Ola services, Uber or Ola services. In this, what I am going to do, I am going to book a services. I am going to utilize these services will be available in almost all the cities 24 by 7, right? And I am going to pay only for use. What I am using, I am going to pay only for the usage. And the best part is I am not responsible for all these things, right? I am no need to worry about the parking place. I no need to worry about the maintenance, services, insurance, driver salary, and then upgrade or downgrade. I no need to worry about that. What I am using, I am just installing the app, right? Their application, and then I am utilizing their service forever the whatever the services I have utilized, for that I am paying to them, right? It is available almost 24 by 7, right? This is the best thing. So everyone can able to use, right? The same thing, for example, assume that so you have purchased your own car, whether you are going to use it or not in this pandemic COVID situations. So someone, so we are not going anywhere out like 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, whatever it may be. Whether you are using it or not, you have to pay, you have to take care of all these things, right? You have to take care of EMI, and then you have to take care of maintenance, insurance, service, driver salary, right? And if you wanted to down the line, if you wanted to upgrade, so for example, from 4 seating capacity to 6 seating capacity, so from compact car to luxury car, so again it is a headache, right? But here, when I am using these services based on my utilization, for example, let's assume I wanted to go to office, so I will book a compact car. So I wanted to go to vacation with a family, I will book a luxury car, right? So it depends on the requirement I can able to utilize. And then, so forever, whatever the utilization I am giving, I have used, for that only I am paying, right? Is it clear, right? Now, these are the advantages. We can consider this example as cloud. So utilizing your services. So these particular services, who is taking care of complete the thing, the all above things, all above implement these things, right? This particular thing we will call it as a software as a service. They are providing the complete services. It means, for example, this is the example, right, which we have discussed. The same thing, if you come to our like implementation here, if you observe, see this one. So on premises, and then for example, these are the things we will discuss. It is very fast and then easier, flexible, and the architecture allows us to like maintain the things the separately. We will come to that with the example. If you observe here, the on premises left hand side and then right hand side the Snowflake. For example, let's assume if you wanted to install, if you wanted to install any, for example, assume Oracle, Oracle database you wanted to install. If you wanted to install Oracle database, what you need to do? You need to download the software, download the software, and we need to check the configuration, configuration of your system, right? Whether it is suitable or not, the prerequisite is, and then you have to take care of installation. And when you are taking care of the installation, you need to like do the admin related the implementations like username and password and all those things, right? If it so all these things you have to take care, right? The downloading the software and checking your system configuration. If your system configuration is not enough, then we need to install like additional things, or you need to like increase the RAM, whatever it may be. After that, you need to take care of the installation. After that, you need to take care of the usernames, password, whatever it may be. Let's assume all these things it is going to take 30 minutes to 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes for configuration and then patch management and all those things. For example, I'm giving. So if you wanted to install a Oracle, but for this you required some storage, right? And it required some minimum 8 GB RAM, some kind of thing, right? All these things is within your system, right? Same way in organizations, when they are installing, they have to take care of all these things: server environment, database licensing, like maintenance, so software updates, patch requirement. Once it is installed, it required a server rooms, right? And then it required administration capabilities and all those things it is required. But in case of Snowflake, we are not going to worry about all these things, right? So as discussed here, see this or whatever the, just a minute, whatever the things so we have discussed here, all these things we no need to worry, right? Everything will be taken care by Snowflake itself. So let's see, if you wanted to work with a Snowflake, how easily we can able to install the Snowflake, how easily we can able to connect with the Snowflake, we will see. So before that, generally if you observe, this is the basically 3-layer architecture Snowflake. With the example we will discuss this one. So first, let's try to install the configure our the Snowflake implementation. If you want to do that, just try the same thing. Just to go to Google, and then just type Snowflake trial version, trial version, Snowflake trial account. When you click on Snowflake trial account, observe this. See this one. Just to open the link. Here you need to fill your details, that's it. And when it is coming to the Snowflake, right, here it is giving 30-day free trial version, 30-day free trial version. And at the same time it will give $400 worth free utilization. Don't worry about this. Once it is expired after 30 days also, we can able to create a new account. And then so you can, if the $400 utilization is completed also, you can able to create a new account. You can able to practice. For the practice purpose, there is no barriers. We can able to practice, and we can able to create a number of times the free trial account. Okay, there is no restriction here. Now, so what you need to do is just I am giving some details here. Okay. So just to give your personal details, and then you can give anything here. Example, I will give consultant and then select the country. Then let's continue. When you click on continue, you are going to get this editions. Related to these editions, right? You will get two certifications question here. One is, see this one, related to enterprise edition. In enterprise edition, we have time travel future, multi-cluster environment future, multi-cluster warehouse environment. But in standard edition, we will not get these features. When you are practicing, always go with the enterprise edition or business critical edition. But don't go for a standard edition. If you go for standard, you will not get a features about time travel and then multi-cluster warehouse environment. These features we will not get it. And business critical edition also you will get all the features. Along with that, you will have the more security features. That is the difference. Now the question is, in certification question they will ask, which is the minimum edition you will get time travel future in Snowflake. Minimum edition means always we will think about standard edition. Like any software when you are installing, you will install the versions, right? The same way here, we have a editions like standard edition, enterprise edition, business critical edition. Along with these three things, we have another edition also we are having, that is VPS, Virtual Private Snowflake. But this is not for a like a trial version. This is not for trial version. So when you are working in any projects, so maybe based on the requirement, if they required, they will go for virtual private Snowflake. Okay. Now if you observe here, see this, we have selected the enterprise edition, let it be. And so here if you observe the cloud provider, see this one, Snowflake will support these three cloud providers, public cloud providers. Snowflake will not support private cloud providers like Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud. So like that, it will not support. It is supporting only AWS and then so GCP and then Azure. AWS, GCP, and then Azure. So all these three things only it will support. Okay, Azure, GCP, and Microsoft Azure. What Snowflake has done is they build their architecture. This is their architecture, right? They configure these architecture. This is the in-depth. So what you are looking here, right? The same thing. So you can able to see it here. The same thing in depth. What each and every layer do. So this particular thing they built on this public cloud providers. You can choose any platform. You can choose Azure or you can choose AWS or you can choose GCP. Anything is fine, right? And for example, if you are trying to choose, let's say AWS, we are choosing, then it will be configured your architecture. Snowflake will be configured your architecture in the AWS cloud provider platform. And everything, whatever you are doing, everything will be stored. The storage will be available in AWS services. And related to these cloud services, the first layer you are seeing, right? These services, cloud services layer responsibilities also, it will be taken care by AWS only. And Snowflake, what it is doing, it is providing all the features, user interface features, and then this multi warehouse concurrency, the computation resources, these things Snowflake is providing. It's completely the architecture is theirs, and then they are utilizing some of the public cloud platforms. Now if you observe, okay, one question here, so many guys will get confused. Did when you are installing Snowflake, so when you are configuring Snowflake or when you are utilizing Snowflake in organization, did they need to pay to this public cloud provider also? No, we don't need to pay anything to this public cloud providers. Everything will be taken care by Snowflake itself. I will tell you the charges, how the charges will be applicable here. Now, let's say when I selected this AWS, what we observed here, it is giving by default nearest region to me. It is selected. You can choose any one of the region here. Any one of the region from here, it will work. But always choose nearest region from where you are working, because latency will be reduced. Latency means response time. For example, when you are hitting any website, right? Let's assume this one, Instagram or Twitter, whatever it may be. If your internet connection is slow, what will happen? It will take some time to display all the web page, right? That is nothing but a latency. So when you choose the nearest region, latency will be reduced. That is a main thing here. And once you selected, just click on in the first page what you have given, just you have given your personal details, your email ID. Then so you have selected the edition, then you selected the cloud provider, then it's selected by default the region, then you are selecting the terms and conditions. That's it, right? And then next, click on next. It will ask you, so sign up for, I'm giving the training or certification. Okay, and then click on continue, and then remaining all these things I will skip, and I will skip it. Next, observe this one. It sends the notice, this one, uh, link to my email ID. That's it. It has taken everything in the back end. It has taken everything. Let's observe this. Uh, just a minute. Let me change it. Observe this one, activation account, right? We receive the activation account immediately. Just click on this to activate it. That's it. When you click on this to activate, what it is giving, username and password, confirm password. Just I am giving username as like 8 I have given, and then I am giving the password. Again, confirm password. After that, we will have, say this one, just click on get started. That's it, guys. Your Snowflake configuration is done.
Hey,
And
Dinesh,
yes.
sorry to stop you. You mentioned the two questions on this first page on the
Mm, mm,
edition.
mm, mm.
You said like there is a minimum version with
Correct. Correct.
time travel feature that
Mm.
we understood. What was the second question? I think I missed
Second
it.
question is cloud providers. Which cloud provider Snowflake will support?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fine. We will come to that case. Yeah. Now observe this. You will get the default once you click on the activation link. Once you given the username and password, you will get this, the user interface. So what this is, a snow site user interface. Snow site user interface. So when you wanted to go for like classical user interface, which is easiest to understand, and then for the practice purpose, first to go with that. Now for that, what you need to do is click on this, click on this account, and then go to the profile here. Go to the profile view. You can able to see here default experience. Default experience from the snow site to select classic UI. Select classic UI. Once you select the classic UI and then save this option, and then it will be saved. Once it is saved, so you can log out and then log in, then it will like a redirect to the classic UI. So now let me log out. Observe this. sign out, and again I will click on the link. Sorry, this is the link. Now every time when you are going to log in, I will use the same link. Let me save this one. This is the link. Username I have given Snowflake 8, and then I have given a password. Password I have given. Okay, so this is the link. If you observe here, this is a unique link. It will be generated. So suppose, let's say, based on the region, when you are selecting, sometimes after this unique account, you will get AWS or Azure or some like a GCP, whatever it may be. So till before this, so the starting the Snowflake computing, right? Before that particular dot, this is your unique account details. Every one, when you are creating a trial account, you will get a unique account details like this. So what you need to do is, now whenever you are logging in, see this one, it is asking the username and then password. Username I have given Snowflake 8, and then password is, I have given the password. Now I have given the password. When you click on sign in, now observe this, it is going to take us to the classic user interface. I will click on remind me later. Yeah, let's close this. Remind me later I will give. Okay, observe this one. This is your full, your Snowflake, where you are going to work with. You will have the complete options. Now Snowflake has been configured. This is the only one particular user interface. The whatever the options you are seeing here, you need to work with that only. So almost of the time you are going to work with this. And if you observe, see this one, if you click on this, already it has configured the different roles. We didn't done anything, right? By default, it has been configured. Account admin is the super user, like administrator. Account admin have the all the permissions like administrator. And going forward, we will discuss each and everything. And if you observe, so Snowflake has given some two like a databases by default for our practice purpose. If you observe this Snowflake sample data, you can able to see this is a database. Inside we have different schemas. Inside that you have different tables. Now this is navigation pane, and if you observe, this is the worksheet where you are going to, you can able to see that, right? This is the worksheet. See this one, we are in a worksheet. This is the worksheet where you are going to write our the SQL queries. So most of the time, so here in Snowflake, so most of the like user interface features is available. It means for everything, no need to write a query. It has given so many advanced features. If you observe here, generally, if you wanted to see the table size and then what is the count in the table, and when the table has been created, you need to write a query for that, right? But here, if you observe, see this one, just move the cursor on the table. What you observed, when the table has been created, see this, when the table has been created, and then how many rows we have in the table, what is the size of the table, everything it is giving here, right? And so if you wanted to write a query, for example, if you observe here, let me, so if you wanted to like work on anything here, you need this warehouse, what we used to call that as virtual warehouse. Don't consider this as a data warehouse, don't get confused. This is just a virtual warehouse to calculate our computation. This one, computation charges. Snowflake, how it is going to charge is, Snowflake is going to charge based on the computation. Let's say, for example, for 1 hour utilization of your Snowflake. Any virtual warehouse utilization, it is going to charge around $2. It's very minimal, right? And for the storage, for 1 terabyte of the storage per month, this is per month, Snowflake is going to charge around $23. These are the charges what Snowflake is going to charge from the users. And remaining everything they will take care. You are not going to worry about the installations, configuration, backup, and then performance implementations, everything. It's a complete service. It will be provided for us from wherever you want. With this particular link, you can able to access, and all these administration activities also they are taking. No need to worry about that, like the configuration, patch management, installation, versioning updates, and then taking care of the backup and all these things. It will take care from the backend. And even the 99% of the performance improvements, always it will be the best. It is going to take care. Like in traditional databases, we used to create partitions, indexes, and all those things. But here, you are not going to worry about those things. Including all the services together, the Snowflake is going to charge this much. It is very like helpful for startup companies to all MNCs. Even startup companies also, they can use this, right? No need to spend some millions of amounts to just to purchase the licenses. No need to worry about the license and all those things, right? So that's why everywhere the Snowflake we are implementing. It's a cloud solution platform. One thing is the best performance. Another thing is the pricing, very comprehensive pricing. These are the two things mainly. So now coming to, so this one, so here if you observe the architecture, if you observe, we have three layers basically. One is cloud services, computation resources, storage resources. This virtual warehouse, we used to call it as a the computation resources. If you observe here, what we have done here, for example, here, if you observe, so we need to create a virtual warehouse to calculate the pricing. Let me create simple. So later we will discuss when you are working with this. I will use dev virtual warehouse. And always when you are practicing, go for the extra small only. That is the best thing. You will not reach the credit limit. Go for extra small when you are practicing. Always do this first, and then next click on finish. Once it is created, then you can come to the worksheet. Then only you can able to run the queries. Without the virtual warehouse, we cannot able to run any queries. Right now, let's come to this one. Here, it's already this worksheet, right? We are in a worksheet. It's already connected to account admin role, but it is not connected to warehouse, not connected to database, not connected to schema. If you wanted to work with this, then what you can do is just click on this and set as a context. Now database selected, schema selected, right? And virtual warehouse. Virtual warehouse, if you observe, which we have created now, this one, right? Virtual warehouse also we selected now, right? Now, when you are writing any query, now observe this one. For example, select count star from, let's say, this particular table, or I will take any other table which is having more number of rows. This one I will use. When I use place name in SQL, this one place name in SQL, it will give the complete address of the table. It means table name, schema name, database name. In this database, in this schema, the table is available. If already the database and schema is selected here, then no need to give this information. Directly you can give select star from table. If it is not selected, if you are in other database, other schema, if you wanted to see the table, then I will give the complete information. Now, when I am running this query, what will happen is, see this one, I am running the query. it giving the it displayed the result, right? 50,000. And when I run this query, what happened in the backend is, if you wanted to see that, to explain the architecture, I'm so taking this example. When I click on query ID, if I observe the profile view, observe this, what it is telling, metadata based result. It means it didn't hit, this query didn't hit the compute resources, storage resources. If it is utilizing compute resources, then only Snowflake will charge from us. Now what happened is, when you run a query, it went to the cloud services. In the cloud services, it checked authentication, access control, whether the specific user is having the access rights or not. Then it checked in the metadata layer. Metadata layer, it contains the all the high level information like a count information, minimum, maximum, all these things. When it is having the information in a cloud services, the related to query what we are executing here, then it will directly display the result from the cloud services metadata layer itself. It will not hit the computation layer. So that what will happen? Charges will not be applicable. It is very fast. Now observe this, the same thing what you observed here. When you observe here also, we saw that the result is based from the metadata. See this one, 100% result it received from the metadata. So Snowflake, we are not going to pay anything for these services. And coming to another thing, when you are, for example, let's come to the worksheet. Here I'm going to use, instead of count star, I am using just star. It means we are going to pick the data from the complete table. Star means select all the records from the table. When you run this, observe what is going to be happen. It displayed the result. How much time it has taken? Observe the time here, 2.14 seconds, right? 2.14 seconds it has taken to display all the 50,000 rows. From where? Now observe, if you wanted to see the query, click on the query ID. You will go to the profile view. You can able to see these things, right? The result, it is utilized from initialization, remote disk, all these things related to your storage layer. It went to the cloud services. It checked in a metadata. It is not there. Then it will submit the query to the computation resources, nothing but a virtual warehouse. In virtual warehouse also cache will be there. First it will check it in a cache. If it is not available in a cache, then it will go to the storage layer and then it will pick from the storage layer. Now if you observe here, see this one, percentage scanned from cache 0. It means there is nothing available in a cache, in a virtual warehouse cache. And it hitted the storage layer and then it picked the information from there, right? And remaining properties also we will discuss moving forward. Now if you observe this, so it has taken some like how much time it has taken? 2.14 seconds, right? 2.14 seconds it has taken. And if we are going to run the same query one more time, observe this now, what will happen? Same query one more time we are running. When we are running the same query one more time, let's observe how much time it has taken now. 88 milliseconds. 88 milliseconds, right? So how much difference we have seen, right? See this one, 88 milliseconds. So why it is taking very less time? If you observe second time when you are running a same query, this one, observe this, what it is telling, query result has been reused. Reused means 100% it has utilized from the cache layer. Second time when it is So when you are submitting the same query, it will check it in a metadata. No, it is not related to metadata. Then it will come to the computation layer, virtual warehouse, which we have created, and then it will check it in a cache. First time when it picked, the result is available in a cache layer. It's a temporary area where it is storing the information. From there, it picked that information and then it has given directly instead of going to the storage layer. Now you understand, right? How the things is working in the back end. Now, at the same time, there's so many like the implementation switches the Snowflake has given. See this. So for example, for everything, if you wanted to write a query, no need to write a query. Most of the things, see this, if you wanted to see any data from here, just click on this preview data. You will get that information. If you don't want all the columns, then deselect the columns. So whatever the columns you don't require, those things will be hidden, right? No need to write everything, no need to write a query. And if you wanted to filter something, see this one, we have a result here. For example, I wanted to filter, so this, so wherever, so this particular manager name is available, I wanted to see this one, filtered option, right? And at the same time, if you wanted to work with, so all these icons, right? So we'll discuss one by one, and let's observe. Just I will so show you the sample, so how the things will work here. When you click on database, just click on a database, click on database, and if you observe here, you can able to see create database, create database. Just click on create, and then I wanted to create a database class I have given. When I click on finish, database will be created. And within this database, if I wanted to create a table, we can create tables, views, schemas, stages, file formats, pipes, sequences, all these other objects. We will go one by one. For example, let's take tables. If you wanted to create a table, see this, how easily we can able to do that. Let's assume I want to create an employee table. Table name I have given. I want to add some 3 columns. For example, ID, and then employee ID, employee name, and then let's assume employee salary, and then ID, all the data types. It's completely ANSYS SQL, guys. So complete thing, it is going to work it here. Now the all the data types I selected, ID, name, string, salary, integer, and when I click on finish, table will be created. How the table will be created? If you observe, show SQL. See this one, what you observed here, create a table, table name, database name, schema name, table name. What it has given, based on our selection, it has generated a query in the backend. Snowflake itself, it generated a query. No need to
You
write a
have
query
not
here to
created. Hey,
create a
Dinesh.
table. Sorry.
Hello. Dinesh, you created a database, but you have not created schema. The public schema is
I will
default.
I will come to that. Come to that. Okay.
Mhm.
Just observe this here. We will come to
Mhm.
all the questions. Now, if you observe what happened here, see this one. So you can able to see create table. This is a database name. This is a schema name. This is a table name. By default, it has created, right? Column names and data types it has given. These things we have given. Remaining things it's selected by default. Now, if you observe, this query will be run in a backend based on our selection. Now, if I close it, and then if I click on finish, the query will be executed in the backend. Now just observe this, your question will be answered here. Now we created a database, we created a table. If you wanted to see this, table is available, right? And by default, it is telling where this is the schema. If you wanted to see this, come to the worksheet again, come to the worksheet. Can you able to see the database? No. Just refresh it here. What you observed? Database is available. Click on the database. What you observed? 2 schemas you observed. One is information schema, another one is public schema. when you create a database, by default, you will get two schemas. One is information schema, another one is a public schema. Whatever the objects we are going to create, it can be a table, view, or a sequence, whatever it may be, everything will be created under public schema. Information related to these objects, it will be available in information schema, like metadata information, like how much time the query has been executed, and then what about the space utilization and all those things. Everything will be available in information schema. We will see that one. So going forward, when you are working with the implementations, we will see what is exact the purpose. The task implementation we implemented, snow pipes we have implemented, those things. So the complete information related to that, it will be available. How much load history, copy history, complete thing will be available in this, related to the all the objects. Now the table is created. See this one, public schema. By default, the whatever the table we created, it is available here, right? See this one. When I click on table, the down you can able to see the column names and data types also. But we didn't inserted anything into the table, right? If you wanted to insert the data into the table, what you have to do is, again, generally what will happen, insert into table, and then we will give the column names, right? So instead of that, so we have another option. Again, come to the database. Again, so class database, we are in the database. Click on a class database, click on a table. You have a option to load table. We can able to load the data into the table without writing any query. We can able to, by using this user interfaces options, we can able to load the data into the table. That we will see that in the tomorrow's session, guys. So now, so this is the just what we have done just today. So just we have discussed about, so what exactly the Snowflake is, how it the what is the data warehousing, and what is a cloud services here, and then what it means by the SAS, how to create a trial version of the Snowflake, and then what are the just a simple what are the options here we have, and then how the architecture will work in the back end, how the charges will be applicable, right? So what we will do is, so going forward, so this is our the complete information what we are going to discuss. So around nearly the 30 the different topics is available. Each and everything we will go from the scratch. Even so, if you don't have any knowledge also, everyone can able to understand. Only the prerequisites will be, at least you should have understanding about the SQL, the basics knowledge of the SQL queries. That is more than enough. And at the same time, so here, so what we are going to do is, every day when the class is after the completion of the class, we are going to share this particular that content, and then so these are the things for your practice purpose, these are the things for your assignment purpose. Every day I will give you these scripts. You have to create your trial account. You have to execute these scripts on everyday basis. See this one, all these things will be available here, everything the class by class. So every day after the completion of the session, the video will be uploaded in the drive. At the same time, related to that particular class, I will upload these practical sessions. So for your practice purpose, these are the your assignments. You have to, on the daily basis, you have to practice. If you have any questions also, so we are going to, please note it down. We are going to answer the questions in the next session or current session also. And uh, so I will make sure that so we won't miss any specific future or any specific topic in Snowflake. We are going to cover from the basics to till the advanced level. So based on this completion of the course, after the completion of the course, you can able to the crack the things for the certifications also. In when we are discussing in the class itself, I'm going to cover all the certification questions and all the interview questions as well. So we'll see. So everything, every class, it will be practical session only. We will discuss the theoretical part for first 10 to 15 minutes. Then we will jump into the practical things. I will show you what exactly the things will work here. The same thing you need to implement in your like implementation. Only the commitment from your side required is an everyday, the first 1 week, everyday practice case. So once you are familiar with the tool, once you know the the navigation of the tool, then you can understand very clearly. Okay. And so let's come to the Q&A session now. I can see some of the questions in the chat window. So first answer these questions, then we will come to one by one, guys. Can cloud services provide in future? In what would like the change? Yes, we can able to change, Venkat. For that, for example, let's assume we have selected AWS now. In the future, you wanted to move it to from AWS to Azure. Then based on the the data storage movement, how much data we are transferring, which region you are transferring, I mean which particular the account, whether you are moving from AWS to Azure or AWS to GCP, based on that charges will be applicable. There is a charges in the so next, when you are discussing in depth about the pricing details, I will show you that particular information to you. Complete information I will give. What is the second question on the screen for certification? Okay, that is fine. We have
You
discussed.
already answered that.
Yep. So what are the prerequisites? Yes, prerequisites are SQL knowledge, guys. The basic SQL knowledge, that is more than enough. Duration of the course, it is going to take around 30 days, guys, nearly in and around. Okay, thank you. And software, how we will get, it's a free license, so you can able to just you can go to this free trial account as I showed you, right? So Google, and then you can able to configure Snowflake free trial account. Here you will get a link, just click on a sign up link. So I will give you this in the chat window also. Okay, you can go with this. This is the link.
This
So
is for
just click
30
on the
days.
link, just you need to register, that's it. Certification cost, it's around $150, and now I heard that it has increased to $10. I'm not sure exactly. Now the recently 2 days, 3 days back, they have increased, it seems. It will be in and around $150 to $160 for the certification. Advanced certification as
Sir,
well.
we will just make the projects also now in this duration.
Yeah, whatever the thing we are going to discuss here, right? These topics, what I am showing here, it's a the complete the futures and then functionalities what we have discussed with the real-time examples, what I am doing in my organization, right? The same thing, the practical things I will show you. If you like merge all these things, it's a kind of end-to-end implementation. For example, let's say here like a SCD implementation I have given. It's from the scratch to the till end. So one execution, you can say one data flow, and here we have Azure, and then AWS data flow, and then Snowpipe implementation. All these things are the end-to-end implementation, we can say that. Okay.
Means we are not going to just make the fresh project or migration project on that. Then it is
No.
just by the topic we can do this, no?
Yeah, by based on this topic, we can able to implement it. Advanced certification, it is not required at this time, Rakesh. So whatever the things we are discussing here, right, that is more than enough. The first you need to go for Snow Pro core certification, then only you can go for the other things. After like a 3 months duration, you can go for the next level certification. Okay, I will guide you on that. So if you wanted to planning for that placement, so assistance will be there. Yes, the placement assistance will be there. I will guide you on the resume preparation and then certification help and all those things. Okay. Cloud experience, don't worry about the cloud experience like AWS, Azure or GCP. No, not required. What you are going to do is here with the Snowflake, we are going to integrate it with our the cloud platforms. That's it. Whatever the knowledge it is required, so till those knowledge I will give you. Okay, don't worry about that. Only the thing is we need to know about how the things is working in a cloud, and then what is like S3 services, and then IAM. These details we need to know those things also. So those things I will guide you on that. No need of any in-depth knowledge on that. Not required. In future, do you need to have knowledge on Python? It depends, Venkat. If you wanted to go for the complete like a Python implementation but the Snowflake has given integrated with the Python also. If you wanted to do something with the Python, if you wanted to do some like a machine learning implementations, then the Python is required. Otherwise, it is not mandatory. SQL, it's like everything. See, whatever you are going to do it here, it's completely SQL only. Complete SQL. It's ANSI SQL. Only the thing is, you are doing instead of your like on premises, you are doing complete thing on our cloud platform. That's it. This is the user interface for that. Most of the features they have given here, and then you are going to utilize the complete SQL only here. If you observe this, see this. For example, let me show you something. See this one here. So this is a complete SQL only, complete SQL queries only, right? Okay, SQL knowledge is required. Yeah. Mm. Databricks, it's like completely like a coding. It means by using PySpark. Okay, so but this one, it's a combination of Python and Spark Databricks, but Snowflake, so it is completely the SQL based. Management, like so user management, all those things also we are going to cover, Gopal here. Like admin, this course, okay, it will be for development and then admin as well as for the architects. So all these things, so we are going to cover in the single course, guys, including query tuning. Yes, we are going to do that. And data engineer role. Here, the roles, right? So whatever we are learning here, we'll call it as a Snowflake developers or Snowflake data engineer, Snowflake cloud, the platform provider. So or the cloud data engineer. All these terminologies we used to call. Does this course cover administration? Yes, we are going to cover administration part also. Store procedures, yes, but not in depth, but I will show. So we are going to cover the store procedures also, how to write a store procedure and then how to interact with that. Yes, we have these things. I will make sure that we won't miss any specific topic or any specific content which it is required. So when we are like implementing in a project. Okay.
Yeah, Dinesh, Gopal here.
Yeah, Gopal, tell me.
So does this Snowflake is taking care of these backups like full and increment
Exactly.
everything?
Yeah, everything it will take care. No need to worry about. Even it will take care of the performance also.
Uh-huh. Um,
That's why
so
we used to call it as a software as a service. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Hi Dinesh, this is Pavan. Yeah, so I have a query like,
Oh, tell me, Pawan.
yeah. So in the organization level, if we are working for some some organization where Snowflake is being used, as it comes as software as a service, so mostly the administration part will be taken care from Snowflake itself, right? So there won't be any admin roles like this admin roles in the organization level. I hope so. It's just a doubt which I got. If you give some light on that,
I will
that
tell
would
you.
be great.
So in organization level, what will happen is, so one more question also asked here. The both will be like the same answer. So individuals have unique login and then portal. So what will happen in organization level? You will have a link like this. This is your unique link. Within that, here I am logged in with a admin account, right? Account admin. But when you, for example, let's assume we are all working in a project. We are all having the same link, but every user every user, some 10 persons are working as a developers, some 3 persons working as a admin, some others working as a like business users. Then based on the role, they will have a different roles will be available like this. Different roles, it is a like default roles which you can able to see it here, but in organization you won't see these default roles. It will be customized roles will be available. Each and every role, this here today we logged in with Snowflake 8. This is a user, right? Like that, every person will have a different user, but account will be same. This will be the same. Account will be one account. Within that particular account, you will have a different usernames and then different passwords based on your role. When you log in with that particular user, you will be directed to your specific role. For example, you are working as a account admin, it will be logged into account admin role. You are working as a security admin or system admin, whatever it may be, right? You will have a kind of developer, business users and testers, whatever it may be. So based on that particular role, it will be logged into and then it will be connected, right? I think I answered your questions.
Okay, okay. So thank you. And what I mean, what I have another doubt is like, so mostly I heard, I don't know, I heard like the administration part will be taken care by Snowflakes. So
Exactly.
if so, they, because why I'm asking, because I work as a database admin. So is there any role like that in Snowflakes
Yeah,
or not?
yes, admins will be there. Admin role also it is available here, but when compared to other administrative activities, it is very less. For example, let's assume in Oracle admin activities, if you have like a 20 admins, but here no need of 20 persons, only one or two they can able to manage because very less the interactions they will do. Only the kind of creation of like these roles and then RBAC, role-based access controls. For example, if you wanted to see that, you can able to see it here in the account. You can able to see user creations, roles creations, and then integrations, security permissions, resource monitoring, right? These are the things what they can able to do it in as per the admin activities. It very less. And then patch management, backup, restoration, and then versioning implementations, all these things will be taken care by Snowflake itself. We no need to worry about that.
Okay, thank you for the
Yeah,
information.
Dinesh Gopal here again.
Gopal, tell me.
See, I'm also, Oracle DBA from the last 8 years.
Mhm.
Now we got one project, we moved into Teradata to Snowflake, one of our
Okay.
data warehousing environment, okay?
Mhm.
So we have multiple environments like test, dev, prod and production, okay?
Correct.
So as a DBA, our role is, as of now, whenever application and developers, they're asking to run DML, okay? We will execute in the respective environments.
Oh, okay.
Even though we have a sysadmin role as a DBA, and we executing DML queries and these things, and working on the kind of performance like a query history, how much time it will taking that session,
Got it.
blockings is there or not, these kind of things. But still, we are expecting more actually. So this Snowflake is new to me, but I
Okay.
can understand only one thing compared to Oracle and Snowflake. The concepts are same, but the
Yeah,
process
almost
is
it is
different.
everywhere. Data warehousing concepts and database concepts are
Process is
similar.
different. I can understand. The concepts are same, right?
Yes, correct.
Now my role I'm expecting here for the database perspective. Okay. So even though in production also they created the changes, we are executing the things like granting the roles and create the users and accessing everything we will take care. So how this course is help to me now?
So we are going to cover almost all the like related admin pack activities, as you said. Along with that, we are going to cover the integration activities also. Integration with AWS, integration with other things, and then what are the other features we are having, like at how to implement time travel, how to utilize the cloning implementation. So how to
Yeah.
create a Snowpipe configuration, continuous ingestion process, how to configure that. We are going to cover all these advanced things also.
Okay.
It will be helpful for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, SQL is related. Yes, Oracle SQL. Okay. Any other questions from anyone?
So what is the duration of this course, Dinesh?
Duration will be in and around 27 to 30 classes. It will be there.
Okay.
If you don't have any questions, we will wind up the session. Tomorrow, same time, we will connect. Thank you all for your time. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, guys.
Thank you, Dinesh.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.